అందరికీ నమస్కారం, హలో, హాయ్, వెల్కమ్. మంచి ప్రేమ సినిమా చూడాలని చెప్పి అందరూ తప్పించిపోతున్న టైంలో మనందరికీ గొప్ప ఒక అద్భుతమైన ఫీస్ట్లా రాబోతోంది, ఒక ట్రీట్లా రాబోతోంది ఖుషీ సినిమా. అండ్ ఆబ్వియస్లీ ప్రేమ అంటే పాటలు కూడా అంత బాగుండాలి. ఖుషీ సినిమా పాటలు ఆబ్వియస్లీ అందరినీ ఆకట్టుకోవడమే కాకుండా మనసులోకి దూసుకెళ్ళిపోయాయి. అందరూ ఎక్కడ చూసినా కూడా ఇవే హమ్ చేస్తున్నారు. అండ్ విజయ్ దేవరకొండ, శామ్ అయితే అసలు అద్భుత అని చెప్పాలి. అండ్ ఈ సినిమాకి చక్కటి సంగీతం అందించి మనకి తెలుగులో ఇప్పుడే సంగీత తెరంగేట్రం చేయబోతున్న హిషామ్ అబ్దుల్ వహాబ్ ప్రస్తుతం మనతో ఉన్నారు. ఆయన బేసికలీ హీస్ ఫ్రమ్ కేరళ అండ్ తమిళ్ మాట్లాడతారు, మలయాళం మాట్లాడతారు. ఇవాళ తెలుగులో లేకపోతే పాటలకి భాష అక్కర్లేదు కాబట్టి అలా ప్రయత్నించి ఆయనతో మాట్లాడదాం. హిషామ్ గారు, థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ ఫర్ జాయినింగ్ us. వెల్కమ్ టు సాక్షి.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
ఖుషీ మీ పాట వినబడితే,
ఖుషీ నువ్వు చదకడితే, ఖుషీ నా ఒళ్ళంతా తుళ్ళింతే.
such a haunting tune.
It's by God's grace.
So it's a big hit, the Kushi songs that people have heard so far. They're all enjoying it so much. So what was the core inspiration you got to compose for Kushi?
I think first of all I need to thank the listeners for accepting the soundtrack, and it has grown humongously. It has got a widespread audience. I never imagined that the songs would come into this level.
Right.
I need to thank Shivagaru, the director, for having me on board, and Maitri first of all.
Right.
I think biggest inspiration is Vijay Devarakonda and Sam and the story of Kushi. Biggest inspiration was that for me to do songs that can move people. So I think when you get that story, when you get such song situations, it will put you into that euphoric zone. Yeah. So I think that is the biggest inspiration. I need to thank them for that.
It's actually quite a surprise. ఇంతమంది మ్యూజిక్ డైరెక్టర్స్ ఉన్నారు. అఫ్కోర్స్ హృదయం హిట్ తర్వాత మీకు వచ్చిన అవకాశం ఇది వి ఆల్రెడీ నో దాట్, బట్ జస్ట్ దట్ యూ వర్ పిక్డ్ ఫర్ దిస్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ విచ్ ఇస్ కన్సిడర్డ్ వెరీ బిగ్, వెరీ ప్రెస్టీజియస్, బికాస్ ఇట్స్ అ హిట్ పేర్. వాళ్ళిద్దరిది అంటే ఒక హిట్ స్టార్ కాంబినేషన్తో వచ్చే సినిమా కాబట్టి. సో టెల్ us about how the opportunity came and what did they listen to you, how did they approach you, that exact event?
What happened was Hridayam got released and the songs were hit and the film was success. Immediately, I think after 1 week of Hridayam's release, I am getting a call from Maitri, Mr. Dinesh, who is the executive producer. So Dinesh Garu called me and said, are you ready to compose a song tomorrow? Immediately the next day. So I was ready. I told, yeah, definitely I'll come. So I have never come to Hyderabad. I've only listened to the songs and the films. No, I have never come to Hyderabad. So immediately I said, yeah, I'll come. And everything was new for me. They booked the flights. I'm landing in Hyderabad airport. I'm seeing everything for the first time. Seeing huge buildings, skyscraper buildings, roads, such beautiful people. The language is new for me. So I'm taken to the hotel and I'm seeing the director, Mr. Shivagaru, coming in with his ADs. Dinesh Garu is coming, and everyone is coming and sitting in front of me. And then they are narrating the story, and Shivagaru is telling, shall we start composing? So all this was very new for me. But one thing I was very sure about is that the connection we had was through music. I'm here because they heard the songs from Hridayam. So I knew, okay, so I need to just get back to the zone and make music. Okay. So when Shivagaru narrated the first song situation, Na Roja Nuve, and the song, that song he narrated the situation, what that song is about, and he gave me 4 lines: Na Roja Nuve, Na Dil Se Nuve, Na Anjali Nuve, Geetanjali Nuve. And Shiva sir told, you compose, Hesham. So I told, give me 2 hours, I'll compose a rough scratch. And then I just tarara tara tarara tara, Na Roja Nuve, Na Dil Se Nuve, I composed. So when I made Shivagaru hear it, Shivagaru himself told, ta-na-na-na-na, this add this. Appadida
that song got made.
That's how that song got made.
What a halchal it's made in the digital space.
I think we did it in maybe 3-4 hours. We just finished it in 1 day. And then evening I still remember Ravi Garu, the producers of Maitri, they all came in and they are hearing the song. And when they all smiled inside me I knew we have cracked something, we are there. I had that feeling inside, and I think that's the rest is history. Yeah.
సో మీరు మ్యూజిక్ ఏ వయసులో మొదలు పెట్టారు?
I started listening to, maybe enjoying music seriously from 7th grade. So I was born in a place called Cherthala, Kerala, my mom's place, and I was raised in Saudi, Riyadh.
Oh.
Yeah, so my dad and mom was working there. Till +2 I was in Saudi Arabia. So we had a lot of musical restrictions, and then
Obviously,
in the 90s and all, music does not have a huge place there.
Correct.
So my only connection to music was Rahman sir's music. That came in audio cassettes, Ilayaraja sir's music, and so I used to hear Dil Se, the album Dil Se, Alipayude, all this started ringing inside. Then I started learning keyboard. I started learning Carnatic music, and that's how then I was part of a reality show in 2007 for a famous TV channel in Malayalam, Asianet.
ఇంకా పాడిరికింగ్ అది?
Yeah, I came as a singer.
Because you sing so beautifully.
Thank you.
And Kushiలో కూడా మీరు
Yeah, Kushi, definitely Shivagaru and Vijay, they are the ones
it
who
was
decided.
their option, their choice to make you sing?
Usually when I am singing, when we are composers, when they sing, we sing in our voice.
అవును.
When it's possible. So then Shivagaru and Vijay garu only decided, let this song be in Hisham's voice. So that is their decision.
అంటే ఒక there's a certain timbre in your voice which is very soothing and
Thank you.
melodious.
Thank
అంటే
you.
you can't have a extremely staccato kind of a voice which will especially for this kind of romantic melodies, you need that chest voice, which gives it that beautiful aura.
Yeah, I think maybe the music of Kushi, if you take entirely and assess it, I think there is a sort of uncompleted beauty in that. It's not like perfect in every song. There is so much of reverb, there is so much of dreaminess there in every track. Maybe that adds value to the film and the soundtrack. That gives you the feeling that there is something new.
అవునవును, కరెక్ట్. ఇప్పుడు చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి అయితే కర్ణాటక కూడా నేర్చుకున్నారు మీరు?
Yeah, I'm still learning. My knowledge
ఎంతవరకు నేర్చుకున్నారు కీర్తనలు?
No. The thing is, I had lot of breaks because when I took part in the competition, we have the initial basics, right, where you the talams.
అవును.
You go through different talams and the first stage of Carnatic music, then that got break. Then I went to India, I went to take bachelor's in audio engineering. Again breaks were there. Then I started off Hindustani music also. I had a guru, Miss Sanyal ma'am, and then that also got broken. Then I went into composing music. So whenever I get time, I study. I just make myself possible to grasp whatever knowledge I can get.
బట్ కుటుంబం సపోర్ట్ ఇస్ దేర్?
అంటే డెఫినెట్లీ
మామూలుగా మీరు అన్నట్టు రెస్ట్రిక్షన్స్ ఉంటాయి కొన్ని ఫ్యామిలీస్ లో, ఎస్పెషల్లీ మీరు రియాద్లో పెరిగారంటే ఆబ్వియస్లీ ది ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్స్ ఆఫ్ everything around will obviously come to the family as well.
Yes.
And so was there ever a restriction in terms of music is not something you should be doing?
Yeah, I think in Riyadh the thing is in my childhood times there were no functions, there were no stage shows, anything. The only gathering we had would be family gatherings in every weekend. So at that point we will just sing few songs in karaoke. That's all. That was our musical celebration.
Right.
Then after that, when I came to India, that's when I started getting exposed to serious music. And then I went to Dubai to do my bachelor's in sound engineering. Then I was very serious, about the technicality of music. And then in 2015 I came and I started the profession seriously with my first Malayalam film. And now I am here.
So directly film వచ్చిందా?
Yeah, I worked on an album, a Sufi album called Kadam Badha. It was produced by British musician Sami Yusuf. So he is my guru actually.
So is there vocals as well in it?
Yeah.
So can you hum something for us, because Sufi music is amazing.
Yeah, actually there is one song that is a revival of Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan's Qawwali. Oh laal meri tal akhiya bada dule lalan sinddi da sevan da shabas kalandar damadam mast kalandar Ali da pehla number हो लाल मेरी
Super.
Thank you.
Amazing
Thank you.
Nuances.
Thank
Gamakam.
you. I think such influences has helped me to cultivate a little new sound. Even for Kushi, we have used rabab, Afghan instrument of rabab. We have used oud. We have used some certain instruments to create that world, because Kushi half happens in Kashmir also. So I think to an extent all these lessons have helped me.
Helped you in obviously. I mean, so what do you feel about influence of classical music into film music? Like Rahman sir, for example, Ilayaraja sir, they've used ragas which nobody would imagine. But if you take En Vittu Thottathil,
Yeah.
అదొక పక్కా రాగం బేస్డ్ సాంగ్ అది.
Yeah.
అలాగా అన్ని నా 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 అవన్నీ కూడా
Yeah.
ఆ ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్స్ వాడడం అనేది మీ వాట్ ఈస్ యువర్ పర్సనల్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ విత్ ఆల్ దట్?
I think predominantly whenever, like for me example, when I am composing, I just play the piano and I'll compose. So automatically it will fall into any western scale, definitely. Like if you're choosing A minor scale and you're singing, or maybe C major you're singing, sometimes it will go into Shankarabharanam mode. By default it will go. But if you're planning, like you want to do a song in Hamsadhwani Ragam or Reedi Gaula, these are all my favorite ragams. So then and there you understand the beauty of ragam. You will understand how a ragam infused song can evoke certain feelings into a listener.
Correct.
So I think for us musicians, especially from India, Asian subcontinent, we are very rooted. You know, our culture is very rooted.
Correct.
The more you go into the roots, the more you excavate the ragams and put that into the pop culture we have, the songs will stay for a longer lifetime.
Yeah.
So I think history is always like that.
Correct.
You know, Raja sir's music, Rahman sir's, Keeravani sir's music, or maybe Salil Chowdhury sir or Naushad sir, you know, R.D. Burman sir, all these songs have very rooted basics are there. So I think that's where the songs stay.
And also you also been in reality shows yourself.
Yeah, yes.
So when as a performer, when you have to sing a song that was composed 5-10 years back, it has to have that body and
Exactly.
that tune kada.
Exactly.
Lekapothe there's nothing to hold on to if it's all orchestral
Yeah.
music.
I think the biggest example is SPB sir.
Oh my
You
God.
know, when or Chitra ma, or maybe Janagi ma'am, or Lata Mangeshkar ma'am, or Rafi sahib, you know, late Rafi sir, when they all perform, definitely there are two diasporas. One is performing music and one is you stand in a place and you perform. Your voice is your performance. So I belong to the first crowd. You know, I just stand and sing, and I love that type of performance. But at the same time, there are musicians, you know, where you need to celebrate music, when you need to make people, you know, make them dance.
Correct.
That is also
That's one kind of music.
Yeah, exactly.
You just need the
you
whole.
know, you need people to move.
Correct.
And I think both the sides is a very brilliant balance, especially in our industry. And that's the whole thing, you know, your voice when you're singing maybe you know, like for example, that whole song, the whole construction itself has a performance.
Correct.
You have to stand there and sing that melody will move people.
Correct.
You don't need to move.
You don't need to have anything extra.
Exactly.
It's just
Exactly. So that's
that is one kind of music, and then you have the orchestral variety where it's just ambience.
where you perform, you know, with the whole team.
Meeru, you're from Malayalam
Yeah.
roots kabatti.
Yeah.
Some of the best music we hear, especially I think all over India, I would say, and especially South India, is the richest music comes from Kerala.
It's nice to hear, ma'am. Thank you.
అంటే శరత్ సారు ఇప్పుడు
Sharat
కొత్తగా అంటే ఎన్నో ఏళ్ల నుంచి వింటున్నాం మేము. ఇప్పుడు ఎలా ఉంటుంది మ్యూజిక్? హౌ ఇస్ ద మ్యూజిక్ నౌ ఇన్ మలయాళం? డూ యూ హ్యావ్ మోర్ ఆఫ్ వెస్టర్న్ ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్స్ ఆర్ యూ హ్యావ్ సచ్ కాంప్లెక్స్?
Yeah, I think it keeps changing, ma'am. You know, for example, no Kushi album has come. You know,
Right.
it has. I believe it has created its own space in the audience here. So similarly in Malayalam also the music is changing. Now, for example, I think it's been some time since an album like Hridayam came with 15 songs. But then you have certain albums that appeal to the younger crowd or maybe to the older crowd. So all this depends on the kind of subjects that directors deal with.
That's true.
You know, there are films where they are very exclusively thrilling. You know, the stories talk about only on the thrill side, and for that you don't need music. You don't need songs. You only need background score.
Music,
so this all depends on the album and the kind of sound that the director is asking for. You know, if we are talking about film music, but if you are talking about independent music, I think still there is a long way to go.
East Coast Company వాళ్ళు చేసిన కొన్ని albums విన్నాను నేను.
Yeah, there was once a time East Coast.
East Coast was I mean some of those songs are so rich and so beautiful. మన Chitrama, then Shreya Ghoshal garu, they all sang in different languages. Sadhana Sargam in Hindi.
There was a time when Balavaskar was the late violinist. Balavaskar was there. I think that during that time, lot of albums used to come from East Coast. Yeah.
So, Hridayamlo paata okati mee voice lo vinalani oka rendu line.
Yeah, sure. Nee pogum valiyil varam kaattu ninnu ഒരു നോക്കു നൽകാതകന്നു നീ ഓർക്കുന്ന നേരം കനലാണു നെഞ്ചിൽ മറുവാക്ക് ചൊല്ലാത്തതെന്തേ ഏതൊരാഴത്തിൽ മൂടി വെച്ചാലും അഴകേ മനസ്സു തേടിയെത്തുന്നു നിന്റെ ഈ പുഞ്ചിരി നീയാ മധുവേ നുകരാൻ കാത്തു ഞാൻ ദർശനാ സർവം സദാ നിൻ സൗരഭം ദർശനാ എൻ ജീവന സായുജ്യം ദർശനാ സ്നേഹാമൃതം എന്നിലേക്കു ദർശനാ. Thank you.
Amazing. How your voice flows like a river.
And it's all by God's grace.
And it's really just so effortless.
Thank you, ma'am. I need to thank the director, Mr. Vineet Srinivasan, for giving me the opportunity to do music for Hridayam. Otherwise, I won't be here right now. So I need to thank him.
So, Kushilo paatalu super hit ayi, andaru they're all humming. A young feeling is back in the heart, whether you are young or not.
Yeah, of course, I'm young at heart.
No, not you. I'm talking about the audience who's listened. Yeah, of course you are young.
Yes.
Yeah, you're young. Of course.
I hope the film, hits the right heart, because ultimately we are doing the songs to bring people to the theatres, and I hope everyone will come and watch Kushi in the theatres. That's the main thing.
What about choice of other musicians and singers? Was it completely meedena choice?
Yeah,
ante female playback singing paaddaniki daniki ela?
I think for Kushi we had a very peculiar kind of decisions, because 3 songs I sang, the male vocals and Telugu are my voice. So I think the whole team of Kushi wanted to keep it in my voice. Maybe like there are one song that has lip of Vijay Garu, and then 2 other songs from his point of view. So I think in totality, when you watch the film, in one voice itself it works, for a lot of reasons. So, but for the other languages, like for Hindi, for Tamil, for Malayalam and all, we have gone for Anurag Kulkarni Saab, we have gone for Javed Ali sir, Jubin Nautiyal, and female
Jubin
also.
Nautiyal is an amazing artist.
He has sung the Arathya song that's sung by Sid Sriram and Chinmay. In Hindi it was sung by Jubin, and Haricharan has sung. So Chinmay Garu has sung. So I think a lot of singers came in, to help Kushi, and we had the beautiful music concert of Kushi that was kept by the production team, and that got a huge success also.
So in your choice of musicians, when you singers, ఇప్పుడు ఇది వరకు female voices were very high pitched when Lata ji's era and all that, very very high pitched, and slowly now it's shifted where the male voice is getting into that pitch of using that kind of a voice culture, and female voices have become very bass.
No.
So how do you decide? ante ippudu for example, if you have to use Chitra Chechi's voice in your song, it needs a certain environment and
exactly.
a certain ambience.
Exactly.
Whereas if you have to use a very husky and bass voice, that's a different kind of a thing. So ela decide chestaru Hesham?
I think it's a very it has to be dealt very professionally and precisely. Even for me also, understanding the pitch of a song before you approach a singer is very important. So for me, when I'm composing a song, even I'm learning this by myself now, I have to know which scale I'm composing on before I go to a singer, because sometimes you will compose in A minor scale and maybe the singer might not be able to sing in that shruti. So, and then when I change the shruti,
you don't choose a singer first and then
no, it's a very smart balance, ma'am. Now, for example, if the director is already saying that this has to be sung by this singer, then definitely I'll go, you know, I will listen to that singer's voice, previous songs, and understand the body, where that singer's body lies, and then choose the shruti and compose. But every time it won't happen.
Correct.
You know, sometimes you might need to okay the song first and then decide the singer.
So true.
So it's a very clever game
Clever
there.
game you have to play, and you have to also, I mean, keep in mind so many things, star cast there, who it
Exactly.
will suit and what
Exactly.
voice will suit and all
But I
that.
think, like ma'am, like you said, if you have Chitra ma'am in mind, definitely I would know, okay, it's the scale, you know, where I can get the best of Chitra ma'am's voice. I want to, you know, exploit her this shruti. So I can always think that way when you have such amazing singers, because with ma'am, I think the experience I've shared with ma'am is great, you know. I mean,
You worked with her on
yeah. By God's grace, I got to work with her for Hridayam and for a film in Malayalam, another film, Madhura Manohara Moham. So for 2 films she had sung.
எத்தனை படம் முடிச்சிருக்கீங்க?
Hridayam was my 10th film in Malayalam.
Amazing.
And Kushi, I think Kushi was my 11th or 12th film right now. So
And you're already lining up for Nani
yeah,
garu.
Nani, Hi Nana.
హాయ్ నాన్న ఒకటి, ఇంకో సినిమా కూడా శర్వానంద్ గారి సినిమా.
Yeah, Sharvanand's film. Yeah.
ఆల్సో
And then there is one film called Spark. It's a thriller film. So these films are the ones that I committed. So, yeah.
సో యాజ్ వి వైండ్ అప్, మీ ఆల్ టైమ్ ఇన్స్పిరేషన్స్ ఎవరు హిషామ్?
Definitely Rahman sir. Rahman sir's music only is the reason why I took music seriously. Started listening to his music from a different perspective, understanding how he infused classical music, technical
values.
technical innovation into music. So definitely he is the biggest inspiration.
బిగ్గెస్ట్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్. We look forward to a lot of great music from you,
Thank you, ma'am.
Hesham.
Thank you.
And before we wind up, మరి ఏதாவது உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்ச ஏதாவது ஒரு பாட்டோட wind up
Yeah,
பண்ணலாமா?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
మీ ఇష్టం.
I'll sing from Kushi itself.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I'll sing. If there is a lyric mistake, I'll check again.
No problem. బ్యూటిఫుల్ బ్యూటిఫుల్. ఇట్ హాస్ సచ్ అ మంచి కొంచెం ఆ మౌంటైన్ ఇది వినిపిస్తుంది.
Thank you, ma'am. Kindly excuse if my Telugu diction is
లేదు, చక్కగా ఉంది, చక్కగా ఉంది, ఏ మాత్రం తీసిపోలేదు.
Thank you, ma'am.
అలా
Thank
ఉంది,
you.
అద్భుతంగా. సో హిషామ్, మీ సంగీతం మారుమోగిపోవాలి ప్రతి ఇంట్లో, ప్రతి గుండెలో
Thank you, ma'am.
అని కోరుకుంటున్నాం. సాక్షి స్టూడియోస్కి వచ్చినందుకు మీకు
Thank you.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
Thank you for having me here. Thank
Wishing you
ma'am.
all the
Thank you.
greatest luck.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.